Hello, everyone. I'm Andrew Reiner. This is Game Informer's Psychonauts Super Replay, and we are in the world of giants. Actually, we're just a giant in a normal world here, and we're going to crush everything. Jeff Cork.
This is one of my favorite things, is being a big guy in a little world. So,
explain.
One of my favorite things to do in video games, be a big guy in a little world or a little guy in a big world.
Like the Mario world in Mario 3, you must have absolutely loved.
Absolutely love that.
Giant Goombas you're stomping on, carrying giant shells around.
I love this. I love Chibi Robo. So,
I like hitting palm trees.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's Dan Ryckert.
Hello.
And then off in the corner, in his own little world, is Ben Reeves.
Very blue here.
I'm a big guy in Ben's little
Blue
world.
world.
All right, so we saved this because
house.
this mission's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to play it really poorly.
Look at those
Yep.
guys.
I'm sorry. Don't worry.
Give the people what they want. That's the theme of this episode, right?
Actually, the theme of this episode is...
Oh, we have an actual theme.
We do. It
All right.
is viewer Q&A.
Oh, we're doing questions?
We are.
So we're asking
Yeah.
questions of the viewers.
How many questions?
I don't
we're
have
gonna
any.
ask questions to
I
the
don't have
viewers.
any questions prepared.
We
What
have...
kind of chocolate do you like?
Don't know if she's really
Milk, dark,
We're not
white?
getting any answers. This kind of sucks.
It is. It's
We have to
boring.
wait.
They have to mail it to us.
So we'll know in episode
Send a
7.
self-addressed stamped envelope.
So we will just ask... For the rest of this episode, we'll just ask questions the whole time.
Yep.
No, that's not the truth.
Are
We
you
have-
sure? That's my first question.
Yes,
First question?
I think
Well,
this
they have to
might
answer
work.
that, too.
This is going well.
Question?
Improv.
But we
Yes,
have
I am.
questions. I got around 70 entries from people, but many had multiple questions.
I don't know if
this
we can
from
make
the-
it through 70.
Was this from the replay group or something?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I put it on my blog, dude. Don't you read my blog?
Oh, I don't have the internet.
past those kids.
Let's hear him.
All right, let's get to this right now. Give me 1 second here.
This is taking too long. Actually, Cork, you were talking about being a big guy in a little world.
Yes.
While he looks that up. I remember Kyle recently did a post online about how he just loves falling from heights.
That just
in video
that
games.
whole thing was weird.
And you're
It was
like, oh, that's so weird. And yet
It's-
you're this like, oh, I love being a little guy in a big world.
because that's an interesting gameplay mechanic. His just seemed kind of like
It's like Hanson and Tomatoes.
It's like
Yeah,
a strange, weird fetish.
it didn't make any sense.
Okay, so I'm going to start from the very top, the first question, because Cody Bauman, the person who's asking these questions,
Yeah.
I remember that guy.
he,
Yeah.
as soon as I posted my blog, reserved
Oh,
the space.
I saw that. That was shady, Cody.
Cody's a good guy.
Yeah, Cody.
Yeah,
He has some pretty
shady.
good questions.
We'll see.
So
I've had
how
lunch
much
with
further
Cody.
down where there's actual questions?
I did. I had lunch with Cody at PAX East.
Question 1 from Cody. What Super Replay were you the most afraid to put out for fear of people not liking it?
Oh.
Psychonauts.
I think we were
Specifically
actually
this episode. Yeah.
I think we were genuinely kind of concerned about the first Overblood, which
Yeah,
is why
big time.
it was
And
kind of the
Overblood
whole.
too.
Yeah, because that's why we started doing the passwords and everything, which led to the group, the Facebook group, and everything. We didn't think anyone would watch it.
Do you guys ever go back and watch the old episodes and just sit there amazed with how much Replay has changed over the years?
I have occasionally gone back to the first one, the Twisted Metal one, and it's way, way different. Especially even the first Super Replay, like Link to the Past and stuff. Like, I don't think we really knew what we wanted it to be, and so we didn't know if it was going to be super goofy or anything. I remember I was clearly very nervous and talking very fast in the Twisted Metal one, and it's a different dynamic back then for sure.
Now you just started drinking before coming on. The
Oh, yeah,
so,
yeah.
You're just
Yeah.
way more calm,
Will you hand
more
me another one?
relaxed. Yeah, there you go.
Thanks.
This one, I'm going to give this one to Jeff Cork. How dumb of an idea was it for me to change my major from computer science to journalism my senior year of college in hopes of eventually becoming a video game journalist?
Spectacularly dumb. I think. I don't know. I mean, if that was your goal is to be a video game journalist, I mean, obviously it's a sensible decision, but I don't know. I'm trying to play a game poorly and answer questions at the same time. You've done a real good job, kid. Keep changing that major, because if you want to do that, you want an appropriate major. Because obviously you get a degree in computer science. That's fantastic, but you're not taking writing courses, presumably. You're
I
not.
didn't take writing courses.
Well, look at the
Well, you
crap
were
you
a
churn
film
out.
major. Yeah. Look
It's
how
a
you
disaster.
failed
I'm a film
upwards in
major.
yeah.
And you haven't seen you've seen 4 movies, and that was Dumb and Dumber twice is one of them, right?
Dan has just failed upwards in life. He's just magically got the best luck in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This guy could be a professional distractor.
yeah.
Right?
I think to answer that,
Yeah,
I think
can you
Jeff's
do that?
right. Like, look what we're doing right now.
It's great. Anyone who says it's not great, all the a-holes on Twitter that complain about their jobs, if you work in games, shut up, it's fine, it's great, you're playing video games, you're getting paid for it. Nothing in the world could be better.
And this one, just really quick, we'll just go across the room here. How do you prefer your eggs?
Oh,
Go ahead,
over
Ben.
easy.
Scrambled with tons of cheese.
Scrambled, no cheese.
Poached.
Poached is good.
I don't know what anything besides scrambled is. I don't know what over easy is. I don't
This
know
is
what
a
scrambled
surprise.
is.
We'll do that. How does that?
Something really basic that Dan has like a gaping hole of knowledge. Oh.
We'll do a replay real life episode where you just eat different kinds of eggs.
I will make
I'll
you
do
some
that.
eggs that'll blow your mind.
I'll eat the hell out of those.
Yeah.
Mind blow eggs. Which,
And-
Dan, you're the guy who tried to cook egg whites. Did I tell this story?
Yeah,
several times already?
I don't remember which one I told this time, but yeah.
Egg whites, which are actually egg shells. You tried to cook the shells.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good
That's
story.
why I don't experiment with eggs.
Yeah.
And this one comes from, I'm going to mispronounce some of these names, but Zachary Plidge?
Yeah, he met
P-L-I-G-G-E.
He met Kim in Chicago.
What is going on? How do you guys know all these people? Do we even have fans, or are these just your friends?
Yeah, just all our friends. That's,
This is the Olathe East class of 2002 writing in.
If you guys had to choose just one other Game Informer employee to be stranded on a desert island, who would
Oh.
you choose and why?
making us choose.
Ben Reeves.
Yeah, thanks for choosing me. That's awesome. I'd choose me as well.
Actually, that's not my answer.
Well, it could be. It's a good one.
Ben Reeves, answer.
Off the top of my head, I'll just go with Tim because I already live with him, so it'd be like being home.
Okay, that's a good answer.
Yeah, why not?
Dan?
My not real answer would be Jeff Markiefava because it'd be really fun to screw with him, but then he'd wind up killing me on an island.
Yeah,
and
it
eating
wouldn't
me.
take long.
My real answer would probably, if this is a situation where we had internet access, probably Brian Bohr because we got a lot of wrestling to catch up on, and we're going to run out of WrestleManias at some point.
Pretty soon.
Or Jeff Cork. 'Cause Jeff Cork's a real funny guy.
Ah, shucks.
Jeff Cork.
I think Tim or Dan.
Aw,
Yeah, for sure.
thanks, Jeff.
The Ben's kind of, take him or leave him, but, you could do worse.
Screw those
We've
guys.
got some,
Well, Reeves over Hansen for sure.
some lamer,
Oh, yeah.
some lamer folks.
Reeves over Hansen.
I'm at least two Hansons.
yeah. Yeah.
Hanson's like half a man.
That's, well, you're being a little generous.
Oh. I was just saying, if I'm full man, he's half. He could be a third.
Quarter man.
I would pick Jeff Markiefava or Matt Helgeson. They are intelligent people and very interesting.
They are intelligent.
I bet Burt's could help you get off the island somehow. Because I feel Burt's is like just one of the most capable
Punch a
dudes.
hole in the
Probably
ground and
just-
gets to like a different continent
I
or
just
something.
trust Burt's to know how to do pretty much anything.
Probably somehow a survivor dude, yeah. I bet you
right.
Cork knows a thing or two about surviving in the wilderness.
Yeah, he grew up in Alaska. He was fighting
Yeah.
off
Oh,
meese
yeah.
and
He used
stuff.
to meese and bears. Wild polar meese.
Okay,
I like those questions.
so this comes from Angry Adam. His real name, that's his GI name.
Is
His
that the guy
real
that we
name
used to
is-
work with?
Yeah, it's Adam Castillo from AMC 30. Yeah, hey, remember concession stand? That was great.
His
What
real
up?
name is Adam Kenny. If you could design a brain stage in Psychonauts, what would it revolve around?
No,
Mel Gibson?
Oh,
that's a good one. That's a good
That's a good one.
Yeah,
mine.
That would be really messed up.
Yeah, it'd be really dark.
Mine, obviously,
Scary.
Ben Hansen.
Just a lot of Jurassic Park and
I think that would
podcast
be
audio.
darker than Mel
Tomatoes
Gibson's.
and muffins and just
Skinning-
crying,
skinning grandparents.
grandpas, Fruit Loops.
So you just have to run from every enemy?
Oh yeah, that's
Spiders.
It's like, yeah, it would play like Amnesia, where you can't ever do anything but run and hide under things.
So we just answered his second part. The scariest and weirdest brain to jump into would be Ben Hansen.
Oh, yeah.
But who would have the most fun?
I think mine.
Yeah, I think
God,
I would.
No, that would,
Mine's great.
no, it'd just be like America everywhere. It'd just be obnoxious.
I mean, I live in there every day, and it's a lot of fun. So
It's-
I don't think I'd move. I'd stay
Dan,
put.
it's got to be obnoxious for you.
I'm gonna say Tim Turry.
No.
Yeah,
It
Tim
moves
Turry.
too fast, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah.
All over the place.
Sonic,
Pretty fast.
climbing, a lot of climbing,
A lot of puns.
mountain
Yeah,
climbing.
see, I don't like this stuff. No, I
Climbing
don't want-
puns.
Yeah, no.
All right, let's move on.
I'd stay out of Tim's.
Jeff, what's going on in the game right now?
I think I'd like a level based on tutorials that I'm forced to actually read because they gave me the shield at the beginning, and I was like, I just finally equipped it because there's a beam that will destroy me. So that's what's going on.
Okay, so you're playing poorly.
Yes.
Okay, great.
We're
great.
keeping with the theme.
Yep.
Keep it up, Tuber.
Yep. I'll make this look like a bad game. Look at this stupid crap.
Hit that thing. Yeah,
Is that working? Is that
That's good.
a good line?
Yeah, good work.
All right, this is from Josh Cowbell, and
Okay.
his
Huh.
it's spelled
That his real last
Kowbel.
Okay, I'll believe that.
Cobble.
Cobble. We just cobbled that name together.
What is the selection process like for games and who's playing for Super Replays? I guess I can answer that.
That's
that.
the
Yeah,
answer
that's-
for a question for you.
I go in the vault and I pick out games and then I try to match up the people who play them, or if we're on deadline or there's people out of town, I just try to find people that can do it. You don't know how often we don't have enough people to do that, and
Almost every week.
people like Andy and other people, they're really busy. They don't often like being in them. It's kind of a...
Ben Hansen's afraid of being in them.
I ask him all the time.
And
to do
he's
it.
terrible.
Why does he not want to be in them?
He doesn't like bringing attention to himself.
No, he's too busy.
No, that's a factor sometimes. But he has told me on numerous occasions he does not like any attention being brought to himself, and he doesn't like being on replay. It
Plus,
makes him very uncomfortable.
We're all busy. That's just an excuse. I'm sure he just doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, he
But
does
if he
want
wanted to do it, he would find time.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you, Dan. If your career in games journalism ended today, what new profession would you choose to pursue?
Oh,
Professional athlete.
Rodeo clown.
yeah. Burrito clown?
Rodeo clown. Burrito clown. It's like a rodeo clown, but instead of a barrel, it's some flour tortilla.
Giant tortilla.
He's Chipotle mascot.
So this is a question for you,
a
as
cheese
we
head?
answer it for you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Jeff and Ben, you don't have to answer. That's not.
I'm
gonna
answering
happen.
it for him, though. This is for Dan.
I mean,
we think.
the real answer is certainly writing for Raw or SmackDown or NXT. That's the other passion.
Which Raw would be on the top of that.
Raw would be topless. I'd love to write for NXT though and work on with the up and comers and everything. But yeah,
All right.
that would be number two.
The up and comers.
Maybe you could.
NXT is. They got a lot of young talent down there in Florida.
Well,
next question.
your first wrestler could be Burrito Clown.
That could be. That's
Yeah.
a great gimmick. Yeah.
Cheese like head. He's got like a wig made out of cheese or something.
You're coming to Florida with me.
Yeah, why not? Just speckled
could be
rice
the
on
burrito
his
clown.
outfit and just
Yeah,
like
you could be
sparkly.
burrito clown.
I could be
You're a
burrito
bigger
clown.
guy. You could fight.
I could do it.
Ben Reeves, the burrito
Whatever.
clown.
I'm immune to like pain.
To like pain.
What is the worst game? All right. What is the worst game you completed this year? Be it mechanically broken, your least favorite in a series, whatever.
But there's an eye in the
Oh man, that's
I didn't really like that flashback.
Take out your laser time.
Yeah, the
Remake,
flashback
not-
remake on
Yeah.
Xbox Live.
I would
For
say
Summer
Ride to
Arcade.
Hell if Ride to Hell didn't give us so much joy. So Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows is certainly the worst one I've finished.
Mine is Dark. That game was so
yeah.
broken. That stealth game with a
beat that?
vampire. Oh yeah, I did. I had to review it too.
Oh yeah.
Ben?
Well, I know Dan gets a lot of crap for having a terrible memory, but I have
God,
one as
here it
well. And I actually can't even remember like some of the terrible games I played this year. So whatever my worst reviewed game this year is, I don't think I've had that many bad ones.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of your reviews fall in like 6, 7 type range.
Yeah, I'm an average guy.
And then I'll just answer this one for all of us. Have you experienced a game that made you question your faith in the industry, your career, other games? I don't think we've ever thought about leaving our careers for it. If I'm out of line, you guys can answer, but definitely how our time is being applied. Makes me question life a little bit. Like, what else could I be doing as I play Dark for 25 hours? That's certainly a waste of time, but it's all to bring the message to people that, hey, don't play this game, right?
Spreading the good word.
Lastly, what is your favorite fast food?
Oh,
Taco Bell.
it's
I love the burrito clown.
The burrito clown. He's
Bell's-
great.
he's a McDonald's.
They're
New
Mascot.
Dorito burrito clown.
All right, we got one.
Fiery ranch taco sauce.
Okay, we got one for Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Is this like
Dan?
a desert island? You can never have any other fast food type of situation.
Well, how is
Sure.
how is that question
It's
more
the best-
complicated?
yeah, it's the best fast food.
It's like, what's your favorite fast food?
It's got to be. I guess it is probably Taco Bell.
Jeff Cork?
I like Wendy's.
Now, Dan, would that question have changed if you were on a desert island or if it was the
Well,
last
I'm saying
meal?
I don't
and
want
you were-
Taco Bell every day, but on those days where I eat Taco Bell, like I'm super hungover and I just need some greasy crap in my face, nothing tastes better than Taco Bell. But I don't want to eat it numerous days in a row.
So if it was like desert island food,
Then I'd maybe pick something like, McDonald's, and maybe has a little more variety. I could have a salad one day and a chicken sandwich the next and some tenders.
Taco Bell has some pretty good variety.
Yeah, it does.
I'm going to say In-N-Out Burger, but we don't have those in Minnesota, so Taco Bell.
I think that's why we like it so much, though.
Yeah,
It could be. It could be.
If you lined them up next to each other, In-N-Out and Five Guys wins.
Oh yeah, I like Five Guys.
Come on.
Yeah, it does.
No.
I think I'd take Five Guys.
And then
over.
he said in parentheses, any answer except Taco Bell is wrong.
Okay. Yeah.
Dun,
Oh, well,
dun, dun.
Good job, Dan, and me.
All of us. Except for Jeff.
Oh, wait, what did Jeff pick?
Mr. Wendy.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm a big fan of Wendy.
You know, Ben has this like crazy crush on the new red-haired Wendy in the commercial.
She's pretty
Like
cute.
the illustration on the sign?
No, the skinny, like pale
Oh, the
lady that's
redhead.
in the the redhead.
The attractive person they got for their ads. Like,
She's a cute lady, but he is like weirdly obsessed with her. Like,
well, he's been
that's
following her
surprising.
around, but like that is that unusual?
no, well, that's Ben Hansen.
Yeah, he's Ben Hansen.
Yeah.
Somehow Ben Hansen, even though he's like weird and like obsessive about things, he somehow becomes endearing to people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so
I hang out with him all the time. I love hanging out.
he could like stalk somebody and they'd be like, "Oh, hey, what's up?"
I think you're...
No, I am convinced he's going to wind up in jail, like prison for years and
Yeah.
years for something like he didn't mean to do
Stop.
something crazy, but he just did something real stupid and then he got
Stop.
arrested. And he said he's actually terrified of the same thing. He's thought of it a lot.
He will never do
Really?
anything bad.
He's not going to
like
go
an
on a
Academy
shooting
Award or
spree.
something, right?
He's not going to go on a shooting spree. He's just going to accidentally do
He's an
something horrendous.
Academy Award winner, right?
He's an Emmy. Local Emmy.
He's an
Local Emmy,
Emmy.
yeah.
He's an Emmy Award winner.
State senator.
That dude is all class. He will be fine.
Class.
I don't know.
All
Just
right.
because he
He
owns a
walks up
clip-on
and
tie.
steals people's
Enough of
food
Ben
all the
Hansen.
time. I hate that guy.
Never enough Ben Hansen. That'll be the theme for next week.
This comes from Kevin Raffa from Denmark.
What?
Hey guys, or he says hello guys. I'm a big replay fan. I think the first episode I saw was the Jaws episode.
Oh, wow.
That was a good one.
He asks the same question. I wonder how you pick the crew for each replay and super replay. And since GTA 5 has been released at this point, your thoughts on that game? P.S. I hate wrestling. So
You really say
the question is GTA 5. Let's
yeah,
let's
you
go
already
around
answered
room.
the first one.
What do people think of this?
I probably played...
It's great.
Yeah, I played like 7 hours of it yesterday, and I can't wait to play more tonight.
What the hell am I doing with my life? Just sorry.
I guess the super replay fits that bill. I think it's absolutely incredible so far. If you watched our live stream, Dan and I just right out of the gate were just blown away, like just gushing over the little things in the game.
Well, it was
The
crazy.
attention to detail and what you can do and what's going on, like on the computers and on the phone, and not even doing gameplay.
Within like 15 or 20 minutes, Reiner, you were out in the sticks, like having crazy bloody shootouts and stuff.
No.
And I was just having a nice
got
time on a
mauled
jet ski.
by a cougar.
Yeah, you got mauled by a cougar while I was like racing like a jet ski along the pier. Like just totally different things within 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's funny how that works.
It's really weird seeing animals
Yeah.
in that game.
Yeah. My dog got hit by a car and died immediately. I took him out. They're like, you can throw this ball and make Chop go after it. And I threw it across the street and it ran out there and a truck just hit him and he died.
Does he come back?
Yeah, they said like he'll spawn again. in the
Oh,
house.
okay. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Is that how dogs work?
Yeah, real life. Yeah.
I should get a
I've
dog.
had 3. They respawn back at the animal shelter, I'm sure. Yeah, Cork,
That's what your mom told you?
Yeah. Can you get that the web there? It's kind of bugging me.
No, you
Yeah.
have to get the cobweb duster. All right.
Yeah, someone, Jeff, by the way, we got to get a lot of questions to get to here, but someone in the comments on the actual Super Replay said that there's something like an arrow retriever you can get, a super one, to get more money or something. So we got to look into that.
Oh, okay.
They said to do that.
There.
And also said we suck at playing or something.
Oh, Pasha.
This comes from Kyle Hogginson. What is the most embarrassing piece of game memorabilia you own?
Embarrassed? Well, it's hard to say because I don't think any of us really get embarrassed by having
Yeah.
game stuff because we all have tons of game crap.
I think we're proud of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing's like really kind of
like
crazy.
A dumb shirt maybe I used to wear in like elementary school. I can't think of it.
You know, I will bring up one that's awesome now is Matt Helgeson has a Superman 64 shirt.
Oh, really?
And he wears
That's
it like
cool.
once every 6 or 7 years.
Oh, I want to see that.
I do have one thing that several times that I did actually have to put in like storage because I got some comments on it. When the new Twisted Metal was coming out, I remember I got like the creepy Sweet Tooth like murderer mask thing, and I have like a shelf of like video game stuff, and I had it up there. And I was a single man, and I'd be bringing ladies back to the house, and several of them mentioned like, "Oh, hey, why do you have this weird serial killer clown mask like on display in your house?"
Oh, that's
and so
funny.
I did put that one away. So that's the only one I had to move out of sight.
You just nail it to your ceiling. You finished that thought. I didn't.
Wait until you.
All right. He also asks, what's your guilty pleasure game?
Oh.
Slowly walking back and forth, accomplishing nothing for
Being
like
a-
15 minutes, maybe.
Being a big guy. in a
What game
small
is that,
world.
Jeff?
I'm gonna
I
say
don't know.
I'm gonna say EDF.
EDF's pretty great.
That's a good one.
It's just going killing bugs. It's not super great, but it's just fun.
I like good games.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go to another
GTA.
question here.
I used to have like Beavis and Butthead toilet paper. It's not game related, but
All right.
It's a thing.
That's
I
a
used to
better
have.
answer than we could have got. If you had to do a man versus wild style survival expedition, which game character would you take along to help you with? Kratos.
Oh wait, have you played Papers, Please? That's a good game. It's kind of like guilty pleasure because it's like.
Okay, I thought you were saying I should bring the guy from Papers.
Yeah, bring I wasn't listening.
Bureaucrat.
He's really good at looking
Awesome.
at those papers.
Yeah.
I wasn't listening to your question at all.
He
I
can
was
start a
still-
fire with his stamp.
I'd pick Kratos because he kills everything.
I think Snake.
He would have
just-
so much meat.
Well, I mean, if you're talking man
Snake.
versus wild, it's got to be Snake. Look like Snake Eater. Like
Yeah.
it's all about survival in the jungle and stuff. Like, gotta go with Snake.
Yeah.
He's just hiding in the brush. Kratos would just go out there and tear like the head off a lion, and we'd be
Yeah,
eating
but
lion.
Kratos probably would get mad and kill you or feed you to a giant snake or something.
He knows what to eat.
Yeah. Solid
He can
Snake
dig
would
a
be great.
bullet out of his
He'll tell
arm.
you serious stories and stuff. He's got a bunch of nudie magazines.
Can we just bring
Spins
Batman?
only barfs.
All right, this comes from
Spins in circles. I want to bring Batman because like he could call a bat plane or something and just take us out of there.
Well, that's boring.
You're breaking the game, Ben. Let's move on. This comes from Stephen Cady, the guy
Yeah.
who created the replay soundboard.
Yeah. I like that thing.
So he asks, what are your guys' favorite quotes from TV shows and movies? Funny one-liners or epic comebacks, etc.
Epic comebacks.
Uh,
I always used to say this when I was in high school. For some reason, I'd be like, "Remember where we parked?" Which is like the stupid throwaway line from like Star Trek 4 when they like land the bird of prey in the middle of like Central Park or wherever they were, and then like they cloak it, and so it's like, oh, it's just in the middle of this park.
I'm so glad you're in this, Ben. I love, these are all terrible. They're not like funny one-liner. Well, I guess they're funny for the wrong reasons, but all of Schwarzenegger's lines from Batman Forever.
yeah, they're great.
Jill, freeze out.
Yeah.
Nobody sends me to the cooler.
Yeah, they're
cool party.
terrible.
Hanson, I just learned today that
Why do we keep going back?
this has to do with what we're talking about, though.
If we go on tangents, this could be a two-parter question answer thing.
How
So we
about-
can elaborate a little bit and then answer more.
One of my coworkers showed me a clip of Arnold Schwarzenegger pronouncing the word avatar, and I'd
What's it
never
sound
heard
like?
that before.
How does that
sound
work?
like?
Abada. And he said it because it was like a James Cameron Golden Globe Lifetime Achievement speech, and he kept talking about how fantastic Abada is. Abada.
I think that's one of the Four Horsemen.
They're talking about having him as the villain.
That's
in
how
the
he came
sequel.
up. He was talking about he's going to be an Abadadu.
Really? Is he really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Another Schwarzenegger one I always remember is like, oh, what was the one where he's on the plane and he kills that guy?
No, I was just thinking that. That was
Oh,
almost going to
gosh.
be much. Please don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired.
And then the other one was like,
I think he snaps the guy's
so
neck,
dumb.
and the flight attendant asks if he needs anything.
I think it's from Conan where they like a bunch of guys come out from the tents and he like comes out and they're like, give us the girl or we'll take her. And he's like, enough talk, and then like throws a spear at him. It's like all they said was like, give
You
us the
do a
girl or we'll
great
take her.
Schwarzenegger, by the way. Add that to your list.
My list.
Yeah.
Get Mike Tyson, Gilbert Gottfried.
Wait, you do Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Tyson.
doing it the other night at, or yeah, one of our cover trips. I can't remember which one, but
Yeah, we don't care about that. Just do Tyson.
Do Tyson.
Hey, I'm Ben Hansen.
That's not at all what it sounded like.
Okay, we got a lot of questions to get
Yeah, I'll
to.
fight him.
This comes
What?
from Nick Ludeman. Do you guys think Titanfall will come to PS4?
I would put money on it.
I think it's a Microsoft exclusive, like a paid exclusive. I don't know if that's timed
Yeah.
or if it will expire. But
I think
Mass
it'll be-
Effect eventually came.
Yeah, I think it'll be Xbox first for a while, maybe even a year. But I think eventually it'll make it.
He also talks about how great bone-in wings are.
Yeah, they're great.
And he asked why Andy Mack and Kato aren't on replays. We answered that already.
Yeah.
We bit the ears off.
We want them in.
What?
This is a really great question. This is from Michael Thurber. Does starting a huge game ever intimidate you?
Oh yes.
It depends on the game completely. Like GTA, you relish it because it's like, oh, there's so much crap here. But
I relish it,
it's
but
gonna
it
be
is
awesome.
intimidating. In our line of work, where you're thinking, okay,
Yeah.
what other big releases are coming? How much time can I give this?
Yeah. But then again, those big ones, the Skyrims, the GTAs, it's like, well, that is worth. I mean, you don't want to critical path those games, you know? You want to explore that and be part of that world.
And then
like,
you got to think about GTA. Sorry to interrupt you, but like, online's coming, and that's another 500 missions.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
come on!
Yeah.
Like that's we could be playing that for months.
The thing that is tough is a game like, a Call of Duty or something, because, I always review those and play dozens of hours of those for review and everything. But then once it's out, it's like, man, I could spend another, 50 hours prestiging in this, or I could play all these other holiday games. So that's a little harder.
I just remember I loved Skyrim, and I was super excited for that game to come out, but like right before Skyrim came out, it had all these like hot flashes to
What?
I mean flashbacks. Hot flashbacks to like Oblivion, and when that came out, I've already blown it.
Ben Reeves is going through menopause. give him a break.
But just like how much time I spent on Oblivion, it was like, and I could just move to Minneapolis. I had nothing else to do, so I had the free time. But like with Skyrim, I was just so nervous about like even just hanging out with my friends. I was like, I'm not gonna have any time for you guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's his new podcast, Press Menopause with Ben Reeves.
Men at pause
Men at
with
Pause.
Ben Reeves.
By the way, this level is still so cool.
Yes.
I love this
Looks like
concept.
Blast Core.
Oh man, we need another.
I would
one.
like-
Oh, that
Yeah.
game was great.
Okay,
That was
back to the
rare.
questions. Like I said, we got a ton to get to. This comes from Calvin Bauer of Chicago, who is now going to the Minneapolis College of Art and Design.
Oh, welcome.
He
Busy
asked,
now.
what's one game you would absolutely refuse to play on replay? I know that
Hey.
answer right away. I always see it when I go up there. We're looking at games. It's the Guy game. That game's
Oh.
just disgusting.
And also,
Absolutely
I would
disgusting.
play that.
Well, there's like an underage girl in there too. I think you'd get
Oh, yeah.
imprisoned if you were to.
Oh,
I mean,
geez.
everything
Air
about
that.
that game is just terrible.
There-
Like, even if that didn't happen, like, no way. It's off limits.
Would you go off limits for like the Playboy game or whatever? I remember that was like around the same time.
That's like a Sims type of thing. The mansion or whatever.
Yeah, that was more of like a real game where
I
the
don't think
Guy
that's-
game was just like, here's a question, do you think they got it right?
And here's some boobs. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Playboy's like an actual dumb game.
an actual dumb game.
Jeff, you have any?
That I'd refuse to play.
Yeah.
Any Atari 2600 game. Just
Really?
'cause- Yeah.
Just don't hold up, huh? Okay. Second question from him is if you could choose, Dan, don't go crazy with this one.
Go
Choose
on.
wrestling names and opening themes. What would they be? I think we got Ben's already. We just need his theme
Oh, yeah.
song.
The burrito.
Oh yeah, so he's burrito clown,
Yeah.
rodeo burrito, burrito rodeo.
I'm all wrapped up.
Is that your
Maybe I could-
song?
I don't know.
That's one of his-
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, you don't want to be wrapped up as a wrestler, though. That means you're getting pinned, right?
Does it?
Yeah, if it's like
Well,
a small package or something.
I do
yeah.
the rapping. Oh, I got a big package. Like I'm the full
jeez, oh,
package,
Pete.
man. I'm a minute pause.
Tyson's voice.
Okay, let's move on.
Enough talk.
Let's see, who's this from? This guy's kind of crazy. This comes from Hawk Hot Lips.
Oh yeah,
I have two
that's my
questions.
wrestling
Is
name,
that like
by the
two
way.
MASH characters combined?
These questions are weird. How do you feel about Janelle Monáe?
Who?
His singer.
Yeah. What do you feel about it?
Okay, that's the answer.
I could Google image searcher.
What does she
Okay,
sing?
we're gonna. His questions are really
Maybe sing a
crazy.
song.
Let me see. Janelle Monáe.
One thing I will bring up on his behalf: both Dan and Ben Reeves' self-publishing endeavors have inspired him to keep writing and get his pieces out there. So
Way to go,
good luck.
dude.
Good luck with that.
Keep going.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's very rewarding. And a lot of work.
Okay,
Unless
I
you
don't know
do
who
dumb
Janelle
things
Monáe
like
is.
Dan. You found a lot of pictures?
She's got weird hair.
I see pictures of like 20 different people right there.
She's got this crazy hair thing.
She's got like a hamster on her head.
All right, this comes from Shatterhand.
Oh yeah.
Have you figured out by now that the Xbox version has an awful glitch where your clothes turn green when you enter and exit the menu area to save?
Are we talking about Psychonauts?
This, I assume.
Yeah, this one. So we should check that out as soon as you're done here because you should save.
Uh-huh.
Jeff Cork.
I like to save.
He just disappeared.
We're here with
Oh,
the
you're in a
star
cutscene.
of
Yes.
the sitcom Trouble in the Bubble, Buddy Finn. Buddy.
Some
Yeah.
reverent silence for a moment.
Yeah, any idea what's going on in this guy's mind outside of being giant for some reason?
Now,
Goggalore.
Gagalord.
which guy is this?
Can't imagine anyone
The lungfish.
man siding with the monster.
Ah.
You weren't here for last episode, were
Good
you?
old lungfish. No, I missed that one.
Family, the economy. Buddy, you'll be happy to know that the Navy has decided to pull out what they're most famous for.
Okay.
Airplanes. So rest
true?
assured, we can all look forward to Goggalor's imminent death. And to seeing you, buddy, every Thursday night at 8, right here on LBC. Thanks, and I'd just like to add that if anyone kidnaps a human child, they should take them quickly under the lake to the abandoned insane asylum.
What? Okay.
Okay.
So he also asked us a request. Somebody at GI must remember Shatterhand. That's his name.
He has been saying that for, I believe, like 3 years now.
He wants
it
a
is an
super
NES
or a
game.
replay. We should do a replay for him.
I think I took it out once because I really wanted to do that.
Yeah,
we should do that.
He says that Tim would love it because it's like a hardcore Mega Man.
It's a cool box,
We'll do that
too.
someday.
Yeah.
That'll be for you, Shatterhand.
We've decided to maintain our position.
And for the sake of time, I'm going to keep rolling here on questions.
Yes.
Oh, could we still take questions on the next episode? This is
could.
fun.
We
I like
could.
doing
Yeah,
this.
we could.
Let's keep this
Keep
train
doing-
rolling.
Keep questioning it.
But we really got to focus on this story and gameplay.
There's a lot going on.
We were silent during the cutscene.
Yeah.
I think we're doing this right.
Reach skyscraper.
Everyone is a
Island.
winner.
This guy, he also asked, how awesome is Jeff Cork?
Ah,
He's
shit.
an awesome
really
dude.
I'm going to narrow that down to how awesome is Jeff Cork's beard right now?
It's pretty good.
It
It's
is
getting so
something
dumb.
else.
What did Ben Hansen ask you about it?
Can I have it?
Stop going to Hanson.
No, remember the other day, Jeff?
Oh, he goes, so are you growing this out? And yes. Clearly.
Like grabbed it all weird.
He does have
you
kind of
gonna
an
grow it
interesting
in?
question here. Why isn't Tim Schafer more compared to Suda51? Both have interesting worlds to explore, but lacking gameplay. I'd argue
Tim
Psychonauts
Schafer's-
is worse than Donkey Kong 64 on collectathons.
I think Tim Schafer is more endearing and comical, and Suda is more creepy.
Yeah, he's more of a
Probably part of
comedian,
it.
whereas
Yeah.
Suda is more that David Lynchy.
Yeah.
He's not so edgy, but it's always like bizarre.
Yeah, like hearing about some of that Killer's Dead stuff and everything seems a little pervy and weird.
Always
and,
just bizarre. Yeah, it's always just like throwing a bunch of things in a hat and like combining them or something.
yeah, I'd probably rather hang out with Tim Schafer.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sure he'd be way more fun.
Yeah.
Also speaks English.
Yeah, that helps.
That's a huge plus for me.
What's this comes from Killin' Skull.
cool.
What's your favorite and worst games you did on a replay?
One of them I always go back to is Mortal Kombat Mythologies, the Sub-Zero one.
Oh my gosh, that one was great.
That was one of the earliest, just insane ones. Where
Yeah.
we were all just like cracking up the whole time.
I mean, it was 90% laughter. Like,
Yeah.
It was just nonstop.
The game is just so stupid.
Dynamite Cop.
it
when
was
we
great.
discovered
It's really
that,
fun,
that
too.
was great. Yeah.
And we just rolled that into a super replay.
That's one of the
Yeah,
only
it's
times.
fantastic.
Is that the only time that's happened where
Yeah.
it was just a normal replay and we're like, we have to play this all right now, put
Yep.
everything else on hold.
And the hope was it was just going to be like 2 episodes, but we ended up, or 1 episode, and we ended up turning it into, 4 or something? We just kept going.
3 or 4, maybe 4.
I had like zero expectations for that one. I just remember
It was the best.
Immediately loving it.
crying
And then
and laughing so hard.
Didn't we have to get Jason to actually beat it?
No.
Like we didn't actually beat it.
I
Right?
think we did.
We beat
Oh,
it.
brother.
Did we?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, brother Orathel. I remember. So there
Oh,
was
it
a
did get
one.
tough. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And Jason figured out some crazy combo stuff.
He was way better. Immediately way better.
Yeah,
than
I do
the rest
remember
of us.
that. That's right. Yeah, because we kept getting to the boss, and like one of us would die, and we're being like, "Oh, Ben, I'm dead." Like, Ben, you got to do this.
Yeah, I bet everybody else who's watching this is like.
It's like, "Oh, Jason totally beat
Oh,
it."
we could just totally. Yeah.
That sucks.
And there's like proof on the internet.
Oh, okay, Jason.
Yes.
Oh,
Anderson beat it.
okay.
Precious
this the
Jeff
same-
and Jason memories.
This is absolutely the Dynamite Cop crew here, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
It is.
Wow.
To the
It's like
person.
reliving it.
To the person.
I'm having some hot flashes back to that time.
Your hot flashes are tingling.
All right, this,
I
this
remember there was
question-
also, I was going to say, Reiner, before you finish that thought, there was a time when I think it was one of the Mario games. Was it Mario World? We did that as a super replay.
No, we didn't.
Was it World or 3? It was 3.
Oh,
And we got up
me
right
and you
to
got the
end.
last. That's
Yeah.
why I had to leave the room.
And like we had like something like 20 lives or something ridiculous and burned through all of
Yes.
them.
And we were on the last life,
Yeah.
and we discovered that hidden
Yeah.
life at the top of the stairs and just freaked
Oh
out.
my gosh, yeah.
What happened?
So
Why did you have to
close.
leave the room?
It was Bowser's Castle, and well, kind of two separate things, but it was Bowser's Castle, and we came down to like 1 life after losing like 20 lives because it's really hard. And then we found out that there was this hidden life that we could have easily
hold
gotten
on.
every single time.
All right, we got to pay attention here.
Got this little air pocket.
Ooh. Wait, air pocket?
It's a longfish. Go to Wikipedia,
cute.
my friend. Oh, come
Oh, this
that-
guy.
son of a...
What?
That doesn't seem right.
And he just lets him go? Come on.
Really big on that
like
metal
lobotomy.
plate thing.
Lobotos.
And just a public service announcement here. There is an app on iTunes that is the Psychonauts Vault Viewer. And
Oh, wow.
all of those little clips you just saw, the viewfinder things you just saw, all of them in the game, you can go scroll through them and look at every slide. But it also has audio commentary from Scott Campbell, the artist, and Tim Schafer.
Oh, that's cool.
on,
That's
all of
pretty
them,
awesome.
on every slide. It's really great and it's free.
a free
So
app,
download that. I
That's
recommend watching the episodes, the Super Replay episodes, or playing the game first.
Yeah.
And then going back and seeing what they had to say about them.
Watch our thing before you watch theirs.
This is a weird question. The J.R. Ross says if there was a massive riot and
Ross.
the GI staff went out into the streets with one item from the GI office to act as a weapon, what would you guys take?
Oh, we have so many swords.
Well, we have
There's
so
a
many.
lot of swords. There's also Brian has that really heavy, bloody pipe by his desk.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
That
But the
one's good.
swords are like Sephiroths and Clouds. We can't barely wield
Master
those.
sword, yeah.
Like Bert's might be able to hold one, but nobody
I
else
don't think
I
they're
think we're
sharp
like-
either.
This Bert's guy, he sounds like
Yeah.
a god.
He's tough.
I want to meet him.
He's like Thor.
Good Hanson's intimidated by him.
And he asked who would win in a fight, but we'd all die horribly.
Bert's the son of thunder.
Well, Bert's would actually do his ground pound and we'd just be all done for.
He's actually the thing.
Yeah.
That's why he comes to work in underwear sometimes. Jonathan Moore has a couple questions for us. He's a big fan. He's been reading the magazine for many years. He loves our test chamber and replays, Siberia Super Replay for the one, he says. We're going to be doing Siberia 2 right after this one.
Oh, really?
How much restraint do you show when it comes to Dan?
How
I mean, he's entertaining and all, but sometimes when he talks, I instinctively have the urge to smack him upside the head.
Oh, dear.
Oh.
We pause pretty much every 5 minutes and are just smacking him upside the head.
Dan, is this like news to you?
No, I'm used to hearing stuff like that.
You
How
sound
many
a little
times have you
sullen.
actually been smacked in your life?
Not really.
Really?
We
Never?
did it once with a slow
Well,
motion
like
camera.
jokey stuff, yeah, but
Yeah.
not like out of anger. No one's ever like attacked me.
That was a funny.
Oh, come
video.
on, come on.
Oh yeah, the slow mo slap. That was fun.
Wait, what was that
I
for?
don't understand.
We were testing the new slow mo camera, so I put a bunch of water in my mouth, and Tim slapped me.
Did that go on the air somewhere? Go
I
online?
don't think so. I've got it though.
All right. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know why I thought this would somehow work. If I can just cheese... son of a...
Cork, you're playing really terribly.
I know, this is what people want.
Yeah.
And this is from Beaboutia009. How much time do you guys play video games while in the office, and how much time is writing articles for the website and the magazine?
I always say when I'm describing my job to people that it's maybe 5 to 10% playing games.
Yeah.
That sound about right?
Yep. Unless you're Jeff Cork in a Super Replay.
Yeah.
He's playing all the time.
Can
And
milk
it's
it.
like 6%.
And
Yeah.
it depends on the week, too. Well, like yesterday, you guys played a ton because you were playing
Well, yeah, that-
live stream. It just depends. Like some weeks you might not even play anything.
And when
Some
we're-
weeks you might have 2 reviews to do.
Yeah, like when it's like right now, it's kind of heavy on reviews because all that stuff's about to come out with the holiday season.
Oh, I
like,
don't want-
Last week I played Wind Waker like all week, and that was awesome. But I mean, there are a lot of times where you'll have 2 or 3 weeks where you're not reviewing anything and you're just writing stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or like contacting emails, doing interviews
Oh, yeah,
on the
yeah.
phone, like
Yep.
contacting people.
Traveling, doing cover story
Yeah.
stuff that doesn't involve a lot of playing.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do here.
Isn't this the way you came from, Jeff?
No, I came from that train
Can you
across
get
the
up
way.
there and slide?
Well, you don't know.
No, he just says this.
You can't like jump over it because he always grabs onto that,
Looks like
Yeah.
you could slide down the other side.
and you can't.
But I can't.
Oh, there you go. You did
Come
it.
on.
All right.
That was not what they wanted me to do. That's probably how I got past it the
We're going to
first
get
time.
a game over screen here in a second. David Abbott asks, do you guys ever really see each other outside of the office?
Oh, yeah.
And if so, how
You
often?
son of a bitch.
He says, it seems like we all get along really well.
We
I
do.
agree. I don't see people outside the office.
You have a baby,
Yeah.
and you
even-
live in like
even
South
without that.
Dakota.
Yeah, I see you guys enough.
At work, you don't want to see us in real life.
Yeah. The next person says, Reiner, your daughter is really cute. This comes from Eden24.
That's creepy, dude.
Is that even a question?
How do they? Yeah. Your
no,
daughter
it's not
is
a question,
really
it's just
cute.
a nice comment.
Oh.
Tied in with the last
I'd be
comment.
nervous.
If each of you could make your own game, what would it be like? Ben?
No.
Yeah, it might be a little like me. That's a good question. Actually, I had this idea for like reverse platformer where you're Bowser, and so you're like creating all like as Mario's running across the level, you're like creating all these like platforms and
going the same
obstacles for
way.
him to like get, like jump over. And so the AI controls the character, but you're. Oh, look at that! That's how you're supposed to do it, Cork.
All right, but that just gets me here, and then I got here, and I realized I don't want to do anything here. It's boring.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my idea. It's kind of almost like tower defense or something. Tower
Dan?
defense platforming.
It'd probably have to be Air Force Gator.
The game,
Like a Twisted Metal 2 style, like Warhawk type thing. Like, yeah.
where you're in planes.
Yeah.
Jeff, do you want to make a game?
I have secret ideas that I don't want to tell anybody because someone will steal them. Every once in a while, I send them to EA unsolicited.
It's like Johnny Carson when he would send monologue jokes to Letterman. And
Yeah.
Really? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And Letterman would say it, and the only way you would know is he would do that Johnny Carson golf swing afterwards.
Really?
Yeah. So anytime he said that or did that, you knew it was Johnny Carson sent him that joke.
Hey, what was
Wait, if it was an anonymous joke, though, how did he know?
Well, no. He knew it was from Carson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I want
So
to
he
see.
was. So Carson was cool with it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm just confused.
I want to see the return of Bayou Billy, but like GTA style, open world in like Australia, something like that. I think would be amazing.
All right.
I think that'd be great.
I think if you add like GTA to anything, it pretty much becomes pretty cool.
Well, I mean, Rockstar does such a great job with all of their open worlds and picking unique areas and stuff like that. And I think that's one that's really unexplored and
Yeah.
could be fascinating.
I mean, they did the Western style GTA, Red Dead, and that was awesome. So some kind of like swampland, like hillbilly thing. That could be. You're running gin and juice. And you're like stomping on alligators.
And that comes from Ian.
I think
Young-
BioWare is calling you right now.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta get this.
That comes from Ian Youngrell, by the way. And then this is from Blake Steele. With Kickstarter becoming a more and more popular way for game developers to fund their projects, what classic Dead franchise would you like to see brought back by the popular social funding site? There's a lot that they've been trying and failing, like Mutant Football League looks like it's going to fail. General Chaos, that was just up
They're
there.
making a General Chaos?
Too, yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Well, I don't know if they're going to.
Oh.
That's actually a really good question. I was trying to think about that the other day. And I have like a couple franchises that I love that I'd love to see return, like Legacy of Kain and Panzer Dragoon. But I'm like, I don't know if like Kickstarter's the best means for that.
Or you can play Crimson Dragon.
Crimson Dragon.
I'm excited for that.
That actually looks fun. I want to play it.
I think we're playing one right here that I'd like to see back.
Yeah,
Psychonauts.
Psychonauts would be another one. That almost got Notch started, but never happened.
Yeah, and he just backed out once he realized it'd
Wait.
be expensive.
Never mind, that's expensive. Even though he's got more money than.
Or who knows why he backed out.
Yeah.
I'd probably like to see the old like Westwood guys make a Command and Conquer style thing more in the like a follow up to Red Alert 2. I know they made Red Alert 3, but it felt different. It was with a different team.
Yeah, that could be cool. That's cool. That's cool.
Jackson Van Heetsma has some really good questions. That's a Dutch name, by the way. He goes by Radiant Chaos on Game Informer. What is your favorite console generation out of them all?
Wait, now, Reiner, did you answer the Kickstarter one?
Yeah, I pointed to the screen. And
Oh,
said
that's right.
Psychonauts.
That's right. That's right.
I think that's
Remember, I have that
Why are
terrible
you
memory.
like accusing me like,
Hey,
Get
wait
to the
a
bottom of this,
minute.
Bizarre Detective.
just like pointing at me?
Just one more question.
I'd say it's this one. There's something for every kind of gamer this generation. I mean, what like hardcore gamers, we have amazing stuff like BioShock and Last of Us and GTA, but also retro stuff like 2D platforming is incredible right now.
Yeah.
I've been awesome stuff like Donkey Kong Country Returns and Super Meat Boy and old brawler stuff. You know, like it's great. Right?
And it was a really long generation. You didn't have to buy hardware,
Yeah.
every 5 years.
Right.
I agree with you, Dan, but my personal favorite was Super Nintendo Genesis era,
Yeah,
where,
that was really
man,
good.
it seemed like every week I had an awesome new JRPG or RPG to play. And I was really into those back then.
And the nostalgia for those holds up way better than like PlayStation
Oh,
1,
yeah.
Xbox, just because you can go back and play those.
Yeah.
And they're still fun.
It's like I can play Link to the Past today and have a blast, but if I played Metal Gear Solid 1, it's like, well, this used to be the coolest thing in the world, but it's kind of tough to play now.
All right, Jeff's in a boss fight.
Good job,
And
Jeff.
Jeff, you got a moment here to answer.
Yeah,
if you
what's the question?
want. Favorite console generation of all time?
Oh, this generation's really good.
Yeah, I think we all agree. Yeah, it's been fantastic. Obviously, nostalgia. There's a lot to be said of that, but at the same time, you can't really argue with all the great stuff we've had. And just our back catalogs. I think I've never had a back catalog like I do today.
Stupid.
And all the indie stuff and stuff on phones, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
What E3 was your favorite to attend?
This year.
Why's that?
The feeling when like PS3 dropped that bombshell was crazy. That was like one of the coolest press conference moments I've ever seen. Plus, just getting to see all the next gen stuff, and like I got to mess around with like Oculus Rift and was blown away by that. I mean, whenever you get to see new hardware, it's exciting. Like my number 2 is probably 06 because I got to play the Wii and the PS3 for the first time. So yeah, I'd say this year when you get to see the new hardware and mess around with it.
I have 2 favorite moments that kind of add up for my favorite E3s. One was when Sega announced and released on the day of E3 the Saturn. So we're all sitting there, all these journalists, like, expecting announcements and stuff like that. And then we find out, like, we have 8 games to review. They were just released. No one knows what to do with this thing. That was such a funny day. And people were so pissed.
Was that made easier that you didn't have a website, or was it harder? Like,
easier, yeah.
Yeah.
For us, it definitely was easier, but at the same time, it was such a pain in the ass that we got to try to figure out how to get this machine and cover E3 at the same
LA,
time.
yeah.
And then the other one was when Ocarina of Time was announced. Andy and I were at the press conference, and we were sitting next to one of the guys that started crying. So Andy and I are laughing our asses off.
You mean Twilight Princess?
Was that Twilight Princess?
No, it was the first realistic Zelda
after Wind Waker?
I think it was
The crying one. The crying one was
Yeah,
Twilight.
The crying one was
Yeah.
Twilight
Yeah, it might have been
Yeah.
that one. Yeah. Well, man, it seems like I've seen 2 of these.
I
But,
think people cry at every Zelda announcement.
but we were sitting next to the guy that just lost it. Like, he was so emotional, and us being us, we're just laughing our asses off.
making fun of them probably.
No tears at all?
From us?
Yeah, no
maybe
tears?
from laughing.
Out of laughter, yeah.
No, I mean, it was cool. It was like, oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
But I mean, to the point of crying.
I remember freaking out at that video, that announcement, but yeah, certainly not crying.
I was super excited.
Yeah.
I was excited for Wind Waker though.
Yeah, I was too. It's great.
What about you, Jeff?
This was a good E3, this last one, yeah.
Man, we're all just about the
I
current.
know.
Ben, did you?
I
have a-
actually was going to list, well, Dan listed, I think it was 2006. It was the one that was in Santa Monica.
That was
Oh,
2007.
actually, I
Oh,
want
was
to change
it
my
seven?
vote. That was awesome.
Yeah, just because it was so unique. It
I
was
like that location a
much
lot.
smaller show, and like everybody was in like really swanky hotels. So for us going in there, it was like super nice, and just like kind of the first time I really got to see Assassin's Creed, like the first one for the first time, and I'm like, oh man, this is awesome. It's gonna be huge. And I just remember thinking that, and like, I don't know, it was a lot of fun. Microsoft had an awesome press conference where they announced a ton of games, and it was like, I don't know, Mass Effect, Call of Duty. You're like, oh, this is gonna be. I can't wait to play these games.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of, ever since, none of the press conferences have really matched that. I mean, you've had console announcements, and those have been really cool. But in terms of like number of games to show off,
That you
I
wanna
don't
play?
feel-
Yeah.
yeah. It's usually like, here's our one big game we're going to show you, and like, here's our console.
And as busy as we are during E3 week, that is my favorite week of the year, every year. I just love seeing all the new games and what the industry's up to, and there's so many great people to talk to.
Yep.
Definitely Kid into Candyland. This comes from Jacob Thompson. What are the most games you've played and completed in 1 year? I think that was 2 years ago for me. It was like 69 or 70.
Wow.
But maybe, way back in the day when you could complete... I must have reviewed 60 or 70 games, and you could complete like a Super Nintendo action game in like 4 hours. There'd be days where you could review 2 games in a day. Mm-hmm. And that's when we had all the second opinions and stuff like that. You just can't do it anymore.
I mean, it was pretty much everything between 05 and 09 when I was reviewing for that college site, because I was the
Yeah,
only guy
it's-
reviewing games, and I did everything.
I keep track now, but it's a tough question to answer. But
I don't even keep track.
Yeah, I don't
it's hard
keep
to
track.
say.
Yeah, I don't either.
I bet every year. It's pretty high. Actually, when I first moved to Minnesota, I just didn't know anybody, so I would just sit in my basement and
Aw,
play by.
that's sad.
What did you do when you moved
tell
to
me
New
more.
York?
This
But I mean,
story
you
makes
have
me
us
strong.
here.
Well, yeah, but it's not like we would go out and hang out.
But if you
all
would
the
have
time.
asked me, I would have said
I'd be
no
like,
because...
yeah, you're like, no, I got
That's me.
I got a kid coming in 4 years.
This comes from La Londi 7. How are you doing today? That's a very nice question.
Yeah.
We don't get it enough. It's
Quite thoughtful.
how are you?
Doing very well.
How are you doing in this game?
I just beat a boss, so that's
Progress.
great. Yeah, I don't know how to get this tower, so I'm getting frustrated now.
Okay, well, we'll just stick with you right now. Now, how are you
Mad.
feeling?
I'm just leaving. I'm disgusted. Maybe I'll talk to this guy.
Maybe go in his
Fine.
mind. Can you do that?
But he did build a lot of
Go in his
roads.
mind from them. Is this Inception?
Well, use that device or whatever. Can you do that?
Yeah, he's already inside of
He
mine.
was evil.
Yeah, but he has a device to do something, right?
I think
He's
I
glowing
have.
for a reason.
I have like smelling
Bacon.
salts and maybe I'll
Smelling
give him some
salts?
smelling salts. That just gets me. Oh God, I don't want to stay.
No.
Oh,
That would have pulled
that would
me
have
out.
been horrible. Why is he glowing? Dan, how are you?
I'm doing great. I had a battered deep fried sausage for lunch, and I
Very
think Ben
healthy?
Reeves did too.
Yeah, that was really good.
It was
Very
super
healthy.
delicious. Yeah.
Anchor Fish and Chips. If you're ever in Minneapolis, go
Just
check it
walk
out.
in the doorway. I was trying to make it better.
Anything battered is healthy for you.
Yeah, that was really good. Holy crap.
So this guy,
wasn't that the music?
What's the snake eater
Doomsday
thing?
1155 has 2 questions. He's playing the game for the first time with us.
Uh huh.
I love it when people do that. What do you all remember of the meat circus that makes it so difficult? Obviously, we're going to see that at the end of this. That's the last level. Jeff Cork.
If I remember correctly, if you don't use the lock on at a certain point, that's what the problem is. Like the camera is really a pain in the ass. I think that's probably the biggest challenge. Yeah.
Yeah, there's 2 parts to it. There's like a boss fight, and then also a big boss fight, and then which the camera is a problem. But then also that kind of scenario where you don't really know, you're not certain if you're making the right jump distance. There's a lot of that, so it comes down to a lot of memorization of this is a shorter jump, or I got to move it this way or that way. So yeah, it's frustrating, but it's not awful.
You can do it.
Oh, if someone were to say, I'm going to say this quietly so it doesn't happen, Raz stamp, would it bring up a
Raz stamp.
Was it a picture of Rasputin or Raz Karsi? That's a good question.
Oh.
We'll have to see what happens. We won't
Or
know.
both.
Oh.
Who is that?
How could we alter it?
Roz stamp, from Frasier.
You got to yell it.
Raz Al Ghul.
Raz Al Ghul stamp.
You got to yell it.
Razzleberry stamp.
He already did a mic check, and we're all synced. I don't want to undo all of his hard
it's
work.
magic, Jeff.
It's magic.
He doesn't do anything. They just appear on the film. Raz stamp.
Jazz stamp.
Powerful human child.
Okay, we'll see what
Stamp.
happens. Whoa, has that ever been done?
Stamp stamp.
No.
Oh, I'm pretty sure we've done stamps. Haven't we?
I think we've said stamp revolution before. Tim did.
I'm sure. Yeah, Tim did. That doesn't surprise
In
me.
memoriam. Yeah. show if you say
missed
We're gonna have to do another Welcome Back Tim thing.
We
Keep
should do
doing
an
this.
in memoriam Tim
Yeah.
Turi and just see if it catches on the internet.
All right, we're going to get a taste of the internet right here from someone named Here Is No Why. With a game that is funny, that has funny dialogue and is somewhat dialogue heavy, why choose to talk over it with a Q&A, the one we're doing now? Why not do it over the dull parts of the next Super Replay of Illbleed or whatever game you choose to do? Boy, that's a good question.
You can't win this.
Because there's not a whole lot to talk about with this game, it seems.
There's nothing going on, clearly. If you look at that, it's
Well, most of the time you're just
couple
jumping
dudes
around.
having a talk.
You're usually just jumping around on a stick or something.
What name
Yep.
is that?
We
Digging up an arrowhead.
We have subtitles on so you can follow both,
Yeah.
like we're doing here.
You can read. Unless you can't read. And
Linda, see? We just caught that.
Magical
she's a magic lady.
Yeah.
There's a lake.
The internet. I love the internet. All right, Jeff, what happened there?
She said thanks and whatnot. I removed a device from her brain, and she was so grateful that if I go into the lake here,
You get eaten by
she'll
a
kill me
terrible thing.
probably.
Yeah, that's nice of her.
So that was a girl.
Yeah, Linda.
Yeah.
Linda.
Good name.
Lily's
Who's Leela?
bracelet. You found a secret,
Lily.
Jeff. Now, how do you get out of here?
Wait, who was the guy you fought though? Who was the guy you were just fighting on?
It was like a
the
super
antenna
villain
or whatever?
bug thing.
Yeah, it was
Power Rangers villain.
And that wasn't all in Linda's head or whatever.
Yeah, it was.
Is this in Linda's head?
No, you're in the real world now.
Okay.
I'm at going to the asylum. Oh no!
Working for
This is going to be another good episode.
Is this the mailman?
I'm with the Psychonauts.
The milkman.
Oh, this guy's
Oh, milkman.
is
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
of
This
this.
is the best one.
Yeah.
Really?
We got to pay attention here.
It's all wrong. Oh, okay, but
Not that we weren't before.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Should we engage him further, or should this wait?
I think it should wait. Let's answer one more question here.
Get a
Okay.
test.
I'll do glamour
Taste.
shot while we're waiting.
You should save.
Oh, and then watch the horrible glitch.
Yeah.
Here we go. Get ready,
I didn't
guys.
see it.
Just wait.
Okay, what do you have to do?
You have to save it.
Shirt turns green or something?
All you have to do is save it.
Get ready. Then you go back.
Oh my god! Oh, turn it off, Jason. Cut it. Cut the mics.
I didn't even notice that.
Freaking disgusting.
Yeah.
Tim Schafer.
How long does this last?
That's a good question.
That is weird. Probably until the next cutscene or something.
Ugh.
That guy had eagle eyes.
Get out of here.
Nick Limer asks, not like Reiner, or First Triner, when the zombie apocalypse finally starts, what's your zombie plan?
Kill myself because I'm already so tired of zombies.
You don't have to do that. You can... Oh, never mind. I thought you were saying something different.
You were making love to zombies. Yeah, no.
That's purely
No,
optional.
I'm just tired of goddamn zombies.
I'm the guard.
Jeff?
I've been fully
I'm gonna dig a hole and crawl in.
You just tuck yourself in there?
Yep.
You know, they used to do that in World War II. Like,
Exactly.
cover it up with like leaves and branches to hide from the bombers and stuff.
And then they did that in Predator.
Yep.
He covered himself in mud. And
Exactly.
Rambo covered himself in mud too and killed the Viet Cong.
Whoa, look at those
Okay.
clouds.
Jeff
Oh,
Cork.
wow. Look at that.
That's actually cool.
That looks like a cover of those old books, the Scary True Stories or whatever.
Goosebumps, you mean?
No, I know what Goosebumps are. The scary stories. They have these terrifying drawings on the front.
That's actually really
To tell in the
cool.
dark. That's what. Yeah.
Now, if you saw a sky that actually looked like that, wouldn't that be awesome?
No, I'd kill myself.
It would also be terrifying.
What is... Stop saying that.
I'm on a killing myself kick.
When the cloud apocalypse
Not cool.
comes, what are you gonna do?
The cloud apocalypse.
Now, Jeff Cork,
Yes.
you were at Comic-Con recently and
Yes.
on a panel about
Yes.
zombies.
That's true.
And they asked the same question about
Yes.
what would happen during the zombie
People like that
apocalypse.
question.
And you answered, outrun my kids.
to be fair, that's true.
I thought you were going to go back to that. But what was funny, because I was sitting there in the audience and like nobody laughed.
Yeah.
It was just like super like, everybody thought he was being serious or something.
Is there a video of this?
I think it's
Yeah,
someone
I mean,
put it up
this was a
online
big
somewhere.
deal. This was like with the World War Z.
Yeah,
writer.
Max Brooks was there.
Yeah. That's pretty funny.
I thought so, but apparently.
And then the next guy in line was like, "Oh, I'd go drive over to Jeff Cork's house and save his kids." So he
Yeah, that was very nice.
Everyone applauded and cried.
Yeah.
Ben, this just sounds like a loaded question for you. What would you do?
cover myself in mud.
Like Rambo.
Yeah, and then I'd join their ranks.
Like Rambo
Destroy
or
them from the
Predator?
inside. Well, yeah,
Oh, cover yourself in blood, not mud.
mud.
There's a difference.
Mud blood. I'd kill Harry Potter.
So you'd try to blend in with them.
Or Hermione. Who was the one that was? Or
what
whatever.
the hell
That's
you're
a
talking
Harry
about.
Potter joke. Well, it's...
Just keep delivering,
I
dude.
just... Then I'd wear his skin.
Answer this as Mike Tyson, please.
I'd cover myself in blood. The blood of my enemies.
Who are the puppet masters of?
All right.
What else would you do?
Cork's just
You
like,
just
yeah.
cover yourself in blood and that's it?
Well, I don't know. I haven't really thought this through.
I gave you plenty of time.
Well, yeah, I'd infiltrate the enemy ranks and
Become their
destroy the
general.
zombie leader.
I don't think it works that way, dude. You would be one of the first turned, I think. I
Enough
think that's what
talk,
would happen.
and I just stab them. Maybe.
Don't forget where you parked or whatever. Hey.
Everybody remember where we parked?
I would do what everybody in this room would actually do. I would fight my ass off and try to survive as long as I could. And when worst came to worst, who knows?
Well, here's the serious
when,
question.
when rations were slim, I don't know.
Where do you go
Family comes
barricade?
first.
Where do you what?
Where do you go barricade? Do you like barricade your house? Do you like try
No.
to barricade a supermarket, like a grocery store?
Walmart.
Do you drive for the hills?
Yeah, you're probably right. Walmart has
Walmart,
like
yeah.
Costco.
all the weapons. Well, even better than Costco.
Video games,
weapons.
fun stuff to do, food.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
Pain pulls and
Yeah.
pain pulls.
Thanks, Paul.
Pain pulls.
Paint Pauls?
Yeah, and when we had to start rationing and stuff like that, that's why I don't hang out with you guys. It makes my decision very
There you
easy.
go.
I'll just make a bunch of Kraft macaroni and cheese. I'll be fine.
All right, that's going to conclude our episode, and what an episode it was. Great progress. We finished a level.
Yeah.
We
And
got
then
to the next level.
nice
which
cooldown period here.
which is the coolest level in the game.
Yes.
So you're definitely going to want to stick around for at least one more episode.
For at least.
I know there's going to be a lot of bitching in the comments that we didn't get to your questions. We will pepper them throughout the remainder of the Super Replay, which means you have to watch all of them.
Keep asking.
There you go.
And stop bitching or whatever.
Or whatever.
See you in episode 6, everyone. Bye.
Doing it, Cork.
With the backing of foreign toy makers.